Hello Wargamers, this is going to be my first trial to try to do a painting tutorial on live. So I will try to show you some parts on the painting of these miniatures in video, changing from the pictures I was used to do before. So let's start with that miniature and I will start doing the clothes, and then I want to paint them. I want to paint him in brown colors, so I will start using XV88. So I will start painting the clothes. This is the base color. As I show in some of my tips, I always wet my brush before taking paint. It's helping also to go very fast during the painting. So I will apply this color all over the cloth of this priest. By the way, this miniature is from Necromunda, or from the Redemptionist band of Necromunda, and I will use him as a priest for my Sisters of Battle army, or for any army that in the Imperial side that are using priests. For example, Imperial Guard is also using priests, so I can use them in any of these armies. I try just to paint only the cloth. Don't worry if you in that first phase you paint other parts that are not in that color, because I will paint over when I do the details. So I stop here and I will come back once I have all the clothes painted. This is how it's looking like after applying brown, and now I'm going to apply Abaddon black on all the metallic and all the black parts of the miniature. So I will take a detail brush, so wetting a little bit, and then I will start applying that on all the parts. I will do this shoulder pads on black, so here you have to be more careful. I don't want now to go on the brown clothes that I painted before. And I start painting all this. So carefully. So also, if you check some mistakes from your previous layer, keep it in mind, and I will touch them when I finish with the black. So again, I will continue applying black, so what I did here in the shoulder will be reapplied on the other shoulder part, on the grenades, and all the metallic parts of the gun. So I will connect again. We'll stop here and play again once I finish with the black. Once the black is applied, it will look like that. I will start applying the red on this part here and the face because he's wearing a mask. For that I will use corn red. So again, there's nothing different here. You just apply trying to keep all the red in the right area and not going out of the regions where you want to have red. Now that all the red parts are done, I will start with the metallic parts. In that case I will use ball gun metal to use the metallic parts of the gun. So you always have to apply this on black, or this is my recommendation, always apply this on top of black. Then with a detail brush just paint on the areas that you want the metallic parts to be. Once the metallic parts are done, I did part of the gun and these chains at the back, I will do wood, the base for the wood, and I will use Tauser ochre, so I will use quite a clear wood on this area of the gun and these things here at the back. The idea is to have different tonalities of brown. So again, just with a high detail brush apply this color on that region. Okay, this is a little bit too thick, so let's put some more water and okay. Then next step I will do is this area here, the shoulder pads, and these metallic parts, and these ones I want to start with bronze. I want to give like a brass color there, so I will start with the bronze and then I will highlight later on with golden colors. So you also can apply this directly on. It's too thick, so I will put some water. Then you apply this on the area that I want to give this bronze looking. As you have seen up to now, I'm only applying basic colors. I'm not doing any highlight or shading on the miniature, as I want to do a global wash to all the miniature with Agvax air shade. So for that reason, first I want to do all the colors that will have the same wash, and then I will do the wash over the whole miniature at once. So just Also, another thing here is I'm painting this with the basic colors, and later on I will do some scorched areas on that region where the combi flow. Following with the basic colors, now I decide to apply a dark brown. This time is going to be dryad bark on all the leather parts of the different belts and scarf that this priest is having. So again, with high detail, I apply this dark brown on all these parts. So here, yeah, the tricky part is I want to keep this to be leather. I want that the priest is looking that they don't have, or they don't invest a lot of money in the dressing. They just get what they have around and just run and cry and fight for the empire. And so I look for natural colors on all the parts. So I will be back once I finish with all the brown parts. Now that the dark brown is applied, I will use this color, black flesh, for the rope around the waist. So I will use this here. Sorry. Okay, I will paint like that. And now, as I realize there are some small schools, here and here, I will proceed as in all the metallic parts. Will make them metallic like iron, so I will paint them in black, and then I will paint them with ball gun, as I did with all this metallic part here. So see you after this process. So arrived to this point, this is when I decide to apply a wash. We'll apply a wash over the whole miniature, and I will apply Agvax air shade. So for that, so I can take this brush. Also, then you just apply this over the miniature like that. This will create all the shades we need. So also this color is doing very good job on the red areas. So I'm just doing this now to show you that it's quite giving a very nice contrast. So I apply generously this over the whole miniature. Okay. Also in the metallic parts, I want to give a little bit the impression of rust on the weapon. So this color, is it a little bit brown, it's dark brown, will give a very nice touch on the metallic parts. And on the bronze you see that it's giving very nice shades. So I recommend this a lot for bronze if you want to give look of old and rust bronze. So as you see, it's quite a fast process, and it's doing, you can achieve very nice results in short time. Of course, after that I will need to retouch some parts, and I will need to repaint some other parts and do the highlights. But for me this wash is a very good base to start doing now all the highlights, details, and the next step on the painting job. Important is, after this wash is done, you have to wait some minutes to ensure that it's completely dry. So I will do that, and then I will put this miniature aside and keep doing other miniatures, and maybe I will wait, I don't know, 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes to ensure that everything is completely dry. So this is how it's looking like after applying the wash. And then I will show you another image once it's completely dry up, so you will see the difference. Now it looks very shiny, but you will see that it's very matte at the end. Okay, this is how it's looking like the wash when it's dry up. Okay, so next steps will be to start cleaning up all the wash, but first of all I will do the flesh tones of the hands that are white. I want to go for a very pale color on that one, so I will use flesh. I will use elf flesh for that purpose. So carefully we apply only the elf flesh with a detail brush. We apply that on the hands. As you can see here, so try not to go into another parts. But also it's important that you don't leave any white spot. So you see, carefully. On the other hand, now that the flesh color is completely dry, I will use a wash with Raceline flesh shade. So and this time I will do a wash with a coil detail brush. So just pick some and apply over the hands. A little bit on the arm, and then on the other hand. And wait some minutes that this is completely dry before starting the highlights. So next step will be to start with all the highlights on this miniature. Okay, this is what it's looking like when all the main washes are applied. Now I will start cleaning the washes, and what I mean by cleaning is, okay, I will pick again the color of I use for the base color, and then I will start painting again all the parts that should not be shaded or are there by the wash. For example, I start with this one, and I will start painting, in that case, this part here and here. So I will keep the shade in that area, but then on the part that should be original color, I apply again the base color. One thing you have to take into account when you do that is, first of all, there are some colors that when they are wet or dry, they change a little bit the tonality. As you see here, looks like the contrast is much bigger, but when it's dry up, it's not that big. So don't get scared if at the beginning you see too much contrast. Let's wait until it's dry and let's see if it's the color that you want. If you are not sure, just do very small part and then wait until it's dry. So I will do this in all the miniatures, so I will start doing that. For example, here at the back I will do this area here, then like that, and this one. So I will leave some shades, but I will go in the way that is looking a clean paint job. So for example, here that I don't want, do this. After doing the after cleaning the wash, now we try to do a second level of highlight, mixing the XV with this color that is one flash from the H lineup. So I will try to do like a wet blending to do the next step on highlighting the clothes. So for that purpose, I will use this to mix the paints. So I will put some paint here. Let me see. I'll put some paint here. And I just will mix a little bit on that area. So, and I will keep balancing the color the same time I'm painting. So this way I leave my paints here, then I will start doing a second level of highlight. We'll start testing in one of the most So what I will do, I will balance. So in that case, I think the mixture is the right one. So I will keep applying this one, just the most extreme highlights. For example, this one here, I will do something like that. So you will see the idea is, and I will continue doing that on all the clothes. Here, for example, that I just mess up a little bit, what I will use is a darker color in case I make a mistake. just to do some corrections. So that way I guarantee that so the idea is to have quite a clean way to do the highlights and the shadows. So I will do something like that. Here, for example, I will in that case I have to put some more clear color, and it's up to you how much you want that the highlight is, how much visible you want the highlight. If it's too much, you can correct a little bit with the original color. Okay, so I will be back once I finish all the highlights. Okay, now that I did all the highlights on the brown cloth, I will start doing the highlights on the red areas, also starting with corn red, and then I will do the second highlight with blood red. So with the corn red, that is the base color, I will do the first highlight. Remember that I did a wash, so that now the color is darker than the basic, the color that I use for the base. So I will do also the mask. Here we are. Now we start applying also blood red. So this has to be very soft touch, just on the areas that you need more highlight. very carefully. I keep highlighting all the different parts of this mask. Do some very soft highlighting that area here. So I think this is enough. Maybe it's a little bit more here on the borders of this scarf. This should be enough. Okay, with that we finish the red. Okay, I'm going to proceed to apply the golden. So just apply on top of the yellow. So this color have a lot of problems to be if you want to apply it directly on black. So I will always recommend, if you want a clear gold color, that you apply first and then dark sun on top. So you see that have very nice. So then the last thing I will do, once it's completely dry, so I need to wait a little bit, I will apply a wash of Seraphim Sepia on that. So up to this point I will continue only taking pictures. I think the main techniques that I'm using for that miniature have been presented. So now what I will do is I will keep using the same techniques on the black, on the wood, and some other parts on the dark brown. So always doing the same, just doing some highlights. So I will show you what are the colors I'm using for the highlights, but I will not do video on that part. I will just take pictures.